Hey everybody, I'm Greenhavak,
And I'm Cynize.
and this is ESHQ's. Good luck, have fun.
Justice reigns from above. No one can hide from my sight.
友人の剣をくれ
Cheers, love! The cavalry's here!
Hey, and welcome to Good Luck, Have Fun. We're going to be doing things a little differently this time. We're going to be doing things, these episodes now, 2 a week instead of 4, where we break down day 1 and day 2 in one episode, and then day 3 and day 4 in a second episode. So in this episode of Good Luck, Have Fun, we are going to be talking about the day 1, the 31st, Wednesday, and day 2, the 1st of February, Thursday. So, looking at day 1, we have quite a few big teams playing.
I think so. This is going to be a pretty fun day. You got really a huge spread of good teams playing some medium teams as well. Yeah, I mean, there's really no bad team playing this today.
Exactly. So let's look at this first game, the Valiant versus the Fusion.
Oh yeah. No, this is going to be a pretty good game. You have Valiant, just really a top tier team. They just haven't been showing it a little bit. They haven't been dominant in their this past week. But this upcoming week, I feel like they are going to do great. The Fusion, great team. So from what we've seen, what needs to happen here, Havoc? What for both teams? What needs to happen for the Valiant to win? What needs to happen for the Fusion to win?
See, for me, it comes down to both of these teams are explosive on their offense. They like the dive. They like to be in control by being in their enemy's face. We've said it before. The Fusion have a kind of a go out and headbutt you kind of style offense.
Yes.
And kind of the Valiant share that in a way. For the Valiant, it's a little more about some craft and some, trickery. But for the most part, they're trying to dive in. They're trying to be big and take those flashy kills and really set themselves up for, aggressive and quick victories.
That's right. Agilities and soon, if they can get behind the enemy line and do some damage, it is super important for them to survive that and take out a couple of champions or heroes. If they can do that, then really they can take any point, take any objective, and they are really hard to take down.
Absolutely. But you can't overlook Carpe
Oh yeah.
and Shadowburn.
That's right.
Really, this is the tale of two offenses. And I you know what? I just got to say it. Carpe versus Soon. Agilities versus Shadowburn. We're gonna have a fun day.
That's right.
Let me ask, where do you go?
In the past, we've just seen Agilities and Soon just play amazing games, and they've been outstanding. So I'm going to have to go with, it's going to be close. Valiant 3, Philadelphia 1. Or 2, I'm sorry, Philadelphia 2. We're going to go into overtime.
Going to overtime.
Yep, that fifth game.
For me, I'm having a little bit of a crisis.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have written down on my sheet 3-2, but I don't know if I believe in what I wrote down.
Seriously, this could go either way. Like you said, it is a battle of offenses.
It really could. I'm actually going to change what I have written down, because I also have 3-2 written down. I'm actually going to go for the Valiant taking it 3-1.
Oh, it looks like that I convinced you, haven't I?
You did. That slight hesitation, you saying that 3-1 made me go, I think these teams are equal in the potency of offense, but I feel like the Valiant is just that little bit more flexible, and I think they've got just a slight edge as far as being used to working as a team, being that they've got veteran leadership, and so you know what, you've swayed me. I'm going 3-1 to the Valiant. Next up for day 1, we have the Mayhem versus the Gladiators.
Oof.
So this is a game for me where the Gladiators need to come out and really show that they are above the lower tier, if you will.
That's right.
That they belong at least in the mid tier. But you could also say the same thing about Mayhem. Mayhem doesn't want to be that bottom team. We've seen some good looks. We've seen a lot of bad looks.
Yes. I mean, first of all, Florida Mayhem has Logix. Logix is a phenomenal player. He has been on point lately, getting a couple of games from all these other players, taking out Dragons. Like, they are top-notch team.
I feel
when they are in the moment.
Exactly. The worst part is for the Mayhem, I feel like you could almost say that about every player they have individually.
Sure.
Tavik, most
Yes.
teams, if you put Tavik on almost any other team, he's going to fight for a spot.
Oh, yeah.
Easy. If not, take it outright.
Yeah.
Logix is the same way. And I feel like you could go down their roster.
So what is it? What is it that's making them just this team that no one has faith in? It's
for me, I think it is predictability.
okay.
That's what I think it is. I mean, we saw it in Map 3 of Houston versus the Gladiators this past week, where Houston went, they don't really have a Widowmaker. Linkser, stay on the Widowmaker.
That's right.
Abuse that. And so I think that's one of the things that's holding Mayhem back is if they have Zebasai, who's their Mercy, and he's a really good Mercy, move over to the Widowmaker, who's playing Mercy?
Right.
Who plays the other support?
Right.
So I feel like teams kind of go, we know what we're going to see out of you. That's the end of the game.
And that's a big thing for the Gladiators. Gladiators study their opponents. They come up with strategies. You know what? The game with the Houston Outlaws didn't go so well. They did not come to play. That is for sure. They did not incorporate their strategies. They did not stick to them. They just didn't show up.
Yeah.
But they still have a leg up on their team play. And even if they don't have their strategies down, if they don't stick with a lot of stuff that they put out, they'll still overcome Mayhem, in my eyes.
I agree. I have the Gladiators taking this 3-1, which is what I think they need to do to start building a little team confidence.
That's right. I have it as well, 3-1 Gladiators. It's just, it's a safe guess for sure, too.
And the final game of day one is the Houston Outlaws versus the San Francisco Shock. And I'm just going to go ahead and get this out of the way.
Yeah, go for it.
Outlaws are taking this 4-0.
You know what? I have Houston Outlaws losing one game. They're going to take a 3-1, but San Francisco Shock, I think they can shock them. I know I make that joke every week, but I feel like they can take at least one. Houston Outlaws are on fire right now.
And that's the reason why I'm giving them the 4-0, is if Linkser plays like he played in week 3, Baby Bay isn't going to have room.
Oh, baby, no.
I mean, and we saw, this is also, we saw the Dallas Fuel 3-0 the San Francisco Shock.
Sure.
San Francisco was able to tie a map. That was it.
Yeah.
Other than that, they didn't really look like they ever were giving the Dallas Fuel, a team that is riddled with problems.
Yes.
Currently.
Sure.
So for me, no. Outlaws coming out the gate, getting the 4-0. If Linkser and Jake play the way they've been playing top-notch. They have been playing some of the best Overwatch that we've seen. And so the Shock would need to put together a little something special, and on top of that, Baby Bay would need to be moving to, a level that I don't think is...
He has to transcend, basically, himself in order to take it on.
We would need to see a World Cup Flower versus U.S. performance where he doesn't miss. He's creative, he's safe, he's takes risk, but it doesn't feel like they're risks.
Yeah.
It would need to be this I don't know how you beat that kind of game. But that's also what we've been seeing from Linkser.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
we've been seeing the 4-0 Linkser come out, just bully everyone that stands still. Gets caught in the air. So many shots just out in the air. Just beautiful.
Blinking Tracer.
Yeah.
Headshot.
This is where you're going to be. I'm pretty sure.
So for me, I'm going the 4-0.
I'm going 3-1. We'll see how it goes.
And that's fair. I mean, you're going safe. I'm going bold. I mean, that's what I like about our commentary team here is we get a little bit. We change things up. We're not just copy pasting. So let's move over on to February 1st, day 2, Thursday. So this is a pretty fun day as well. It starts off interesting and ends with another super exciting game.
Exactly. Last week, if you did not see the Excelsiors play Seoul Dynasty, go back and watch them play, because we're going to have a repeat of the amazing game that's going to happen this week.
Oh, absolutely.
But we'll get there.
We will.
What about this first game? Philadelphia versus Dallas.
So Philadelphia versus Dallas. Fusion versus Fuel. This is it's interesting because the Fusion are kind of a straightforward team.
Yep.
So I feel like maybe that plays into the way that Dallas likes to play. However, Dallas hasn't been showing us that they can get the job done.
Right.
They struggled against the Uprising,
Yeah.
and ultimately lost in overtime.
Yep.
And I feel like the Uprising play a very similar style to Philadelphia.
Sure. So what needs to happen for Fuel to win?
For Fuel to win, they need to start playing like a team.
Sure.
They can't just have Siegel. Here's the big difference. So Siegel and Jake are two of the best Junkrats in the league currently.
Oh, no doubt. Yes.
The difference is Siegel makes amazing individual plays, whereas Jake makes top tier team plays.
Yeah.
They need to start synergizing this. Mickey does amazing on the Roadhog, but Siegel's nowhere to be found to follow up on it. Siegel gets an amazing Riptire for 3 kills, but the healers were picked off because of poor positioning, and so the fight's lost anyway.
Right. Right.
And they need to start putting these plays and these playmakers, because they are a team of playmakers. When you look at just the names on paper, you go, that team is going to do well. But we're not seeing it.
From the very beginning, we thought the Dallas Fuel was going to be a top-notch team, but Stage 1 has proved otherwise. Yeah, for sure.
At this rate, if they would have to perfect the rest of the season to even break out of the bottom half teams.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm actually going Fusion. I'm going Fusion with a 2-1.
2-1. It's similar to what my answer. I'm going Fusion as well. We're going 3-1 though. No ties.
3-1.
No ties with this.
You're going confidently to the Fusion.
That's right. That's right.
You know what? I don't blame you for that. We haven't seen a lot out of the Fuel. We've seen some great play out of the Fusion, and I think if the Fusion beat the Valiant on day 1,
Yeah.
I don't think there is any chance for Fuel.
None at all, for sure. Yeah. And that's going to be a close game in my eyes. The next game, talking about close games, this is not one of them, unfortunately. We have the New York Excelsior versus the Shanghai Dragons. I'm going to get it out there. I think the New York Excelsiors are going to take it 4-0 against the Shanghai Dragons.
I also go 4-0, and I debated giving it the 3-1 and giving the Dragons the benefit of the doubt. The reason I went 4-0, and I think this might be similar to your reason, is the Excelsior play a more mechanical and in-your-face game than Seoul Dynasty does. Seoul Dynasty's adaptive nature lets the opponents in a little bit.
Sure.
And so if they can't recover, they just can't recover.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like the Excelsiors are going to kind of try to flex a little bit on the Dragons.
I mean, seriously, Pine, I don't know if anyone on the Dragons can take care of Pine. Can they go toe-to-toe with them? I don't know if Undead can do it.
I don't know if Undead can do it. I don't know if Dia can do it. I mean, I think that's going to put constant pressure on 5 King.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to, can their tanks create the right space? And
even then, I don't know if their tanks can handle against the New York Excelsiors.
Exactly.
They are just such bullies. It's great.
They are, and on top of that, so let's go ahead. They double team Pine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that still means that Seolby or Libero is going to go unmarked. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, you can't forget Jonak on the Zenyatta.
Seriously, that is another DPS player just playing a support.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, no, you're going to get healed, that's fine, and let me go and just dish out a whole bunch of damage.
He goes, okay, like, there you go. And there's a Mercy. He picked off Jae-Hong as Mercy 2 to 3 times to win in their win over the Seoul Dynasty. So no, 4-0 for the Excelsior I think is fair.
Sure.
Speaking of the Dynasty,
Oh my goodness. This was the game that we were talking about before. This is the game out of these 2 days. Do you think it's the game to watch? I don't know.
I agree.
Is this the game to watch?
I said this on. I said this during the narrative portion of GG Well Played.
Yeah.
That the Spitfire versus Dynasty is the first game of the week to watch.
That's right.
Spitfire versus Dynasty. Oh boy.
What's going to happen? Will the Dynasty be able to stand up to these mechanized airplanes? You know, what's going to happen?
I'm so excited. I want to see, because now, like I said, I was the one thing I'll say I'm bummed about is we did not get to see Fleta v Pine. We didn't see that, but you know what we are going to get to see? And this is almost as good, if not better. We are going to see Prophet and Birdring go up against the Seoul Dynasties. I mean, myriad of
seriously,
offensive
Fleta,
players.
Wikid. I mean, you got Bunny. You got so many players. Toby. Oh my goodness.
The big one. Fleta v Birdring.
Yeah.
Widow v Widow.
Oh, if that happens, there's going to be some highlights going.
Oh, there's going to be some highlights. We've seen Fleta shut down teams. We saw him, I mean, just open the door for play on so many maps. But we saw Birdring in the overtime round versus the Valiant for the Spitfires just go, you know what? Sorry, I want to win.
Right.
Headshot. You know what? Sorry, you don't get to play either. Headshot. Oh, hey, that's a good ult push. Headshot.
Right.
And then immediately, the second that it was like, oh, I don't think Widow's optimal anymore, off the Widow onto a different character.
Sure.
Then all of a sudden, Widow's needed, right back on it. The switches are on point. So for me, I'm actually going Spitfire 3, Seoul Dynasty 2. I have the Dynasty falling to both Korean opposition.
Wow. Okay. So basically what you're saying is that they are the third best team, the Dynasty. Is that what you're basically saying? All right.
I don't know about third best team.
Okay.
Because it's hard to say, because ultimately, I still feel like the Dynasty are stronger. Yeah, I still feel like the Dynasty are stronger than both the Spitfire and the Excelsior.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I feel like in these head-to-head collisions, first off, either team can win.
Sure. Of course.
But
these games are up in the air.
I feel like when it comes to these head-to-head collisions, for now, I think the Excelsior and the Spitfire have the edge over Dynasty, despite the fact that I think Dynasty has the edge over the rest of the league in comparison to the Spitfire and Excelsior.
That's understandable. That is an interesting take on that. I have Seoul Dynasty winning 3-2 against the London Spitfire. This is a split decision, folks. I am so excited to watch this game. This is going to be a game to watch at the end of the second day, Thursday, February 1st.
All right, so that wraps up the first 2 days of week 4 of the Overwatch inaugural season. So we're gonna be seeing who takes a little bit of an advantage as far as our own, pick ranking, our pick rates go. Yeah. But until next time, good luck and have fun.
If you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe and join the conversation down in the comments. It really helps us out a lot. And if there's any other content you would like to see from us, make sure to let us know, because we're all ears here at ESHQ.